Welcome back to another video, guys. I have some exciting news. I got a glass pack cherry bomb that we're going to stick onto the exhaust, and we're going to get it done in this video. But to do that, I got to start with cleaning this gas tank out. I got the idea from a TikTok I saw. This guy put BBs or rocks into his tank, wrapped it up in a bunch of blankets, and then put it in his dryer with pillows around it just to pack it in so it won't move, and then put the dryer onto like an air fluff setting, no heat, and that way it tumbles around, acts like a rock tumbler, smoothing out the inside, getting all the rust loose, and then I'll get it out, spray it out as best as I can, heat it up, get all the water out, get everything out that I can, and hopefully the tank will be clean. Alright, the tank is off. I'm just going to flip it over, cover up the petcock holes, and so that I don't lose any BBs, and then we will put the BBs into it, get it inside, wrap it up in a bunch of blankets, and stick it in the dryer. Alright, here it is all done up. I already had this hole covered, but I figured I'd put some tape over it just to be sure. And then same with this little one, just playing it safe. Alright, so all I'm going to do now is get this little bracket off. It's just these two bolts. And then I'm going to flip it over and put the metal BBs in. Alright, so this thing's all loaded up now. You might be able to see maybe inside of it. Yep, right there. You can just see them all shining in there. And so I'm going to get this inside, wrap it up in a bunch of blankets, and stick it in my dryer. So I didn't plan anything about this, and I probably should have, or else I would have found out that my dryer is too small and will not fit the gas tank. And the cement mixer my dad has is also too small and won't fit the gas tank. So I'm going to have to unwrap it and then manually spin the tank around and get the beads to hit every corner I can. So this is going to be fun. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put just this part of the petcock on. I'm not going to worry about the filter because I don't want to clog it up, but I'm going to put this on the bottom, block up the holes, and then put the top on, put a little fuel into it, swish it around, dump out as much as I can, and then I'll just let it self-evaporate, and then I'll be able to put fuel in it and run the bike. All right, we're in the workshop now. I got a fancy piece of tech here, just a little microphone so it's easy to hear. There's a bunch of fans going on right now. But I have the exhaust, and we are going to start with welding it back together. There was a heat shield over this, and this bit here just isn't all the way welded, but the other side is right up here. And so I will be cleaning that up and just welding it back together. And then we are going to chop it off about here to stick our cherry bomb on. That will be going right there. And then we will use this as a tip as well. I'm just going to be tacking everything for now. Then I'll be able to stick it onto the bike, and we'll actually be able to test it and get a proper sound out of it. Also, while it's down here, I'll get the old exhaust wrap off. I got some nice flat black that I can put on and really clean up the look. All right, so I got the welder all set up. I'm just using 250 wire speed and 17 volts on a Lincoln Electric MIG welder. So all I'm going to do is just around here just to seal that up, and then we'll get to chopping this off. So as always, safety first. I got my welding mask on and ready. And now I'm going to grab a glove, and we're going to get this together. All right, so now that I got this off here, I can now finally show you a better idea. So this will be going right against here, and that gives me a nice big area to tack onto. I'm not going to weld it in place right now in case I need to do any adjustments to it. And then this bit here, just for that bit of an angle, will be going right on here, and it's just a perfect diameter to where I can slap a couple tacks onto it and get it so it's not blasting right out behind me, but off to the side as per the angle. All right, we got everything cleaned up, just the end of this. I smoothed it out and took some of the paint off just for the tacks to work. And then this, we hit both ends and all the way around and on top. Couldn't really get inside, but that is so that the welds stick to the metal better, so it has a straight earth through it and actually like welds it together. I got everything set up, so now I'm just going to put a quick tack here and here. I have this pretty much leveled out how I want it, and then just by having a tack on the top and bottom, I'll be able to tweak it out a little, so, just in case if the wheel is hitting the side of the cherry bomb, I'll just be able to bring it out just that little bit, and that'll give me a little clearance if I need to. I don't think I'm going to need to, but it's worth doing anyways just to be 100% certain. And all right, here we go. Final product. Just a couple tacks for now just to see how she sounds. I got one up top and then down the bottom here. It didn't line up as good as I thought it would, but that's just to see how the sound is. If need be, I can cut the tacks off and move it around however I need to get a proper weld around that. And then obviously the back, it was getting heavy and started to fall, so I smacked one on the side, one on the top, and then one on the bottom here. So I'm going to get this onto the bike in my shed and then see if I can hook up a bit of fuel to it and get a sound test so I can whiz around these welds real quick. All right, so all this is on the exhaust to mount it is just these bolt holes here, and same with the other side. might be able to see it right there. So the two there and the two there, and all they take are just these bolts. I cleaned them up as best I could, but we're gonna get the exhaust on and try it out. All right, so I got the exhaust set on there. I was only able to do this side just because the other side wasn't able to line up due to the cherry bomb rubbing on the wheel right there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take it over, cut this weld or tack off, grind that back a little bit to give this a bit of an angle to kick it out, and then I'll hopefully be able to attach it back on and then start it up and see how she sounds. It's been 2 weeks since that last clip. I did get cherry bomb all fixed on, fully welded and everything. I just put the little tip on. The muffler, it sounded like shit. When it started once. And then as soon as I got this all welded together and I put just this on, just the tip, it wouldn't start. And so I'm going to pull the inline fuel filters real quick, see if I can get just a continuous flow of fuel, and then hopefully it starts. If not, then I'm just gonna have to keep digging. All right, so here is the inline fuel filter for the main line, and then I have a second one for the reserve, and so I'm just gonna pull those out. I got plenty enough line that I can tuck this up behind the frame and go straight to the petcock. So all I've done is taken out the inline fuel filters, then routed the lines around inside of the frame up into the petcock, and so there is just fuel line straight along. Let's get this thing started. That will wrap it up for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed. I took way too long to get this out, and I've just been busy with everything. But I made a TikTok account, so I'll leave that in the description. And I have plans on making an Instagram, but that will mostly be pictures from wherever I ride. I do want to get a setup for the GoPro for riding around. I just don't know where to start with that. Plus, it's still cold, so I'm not really worried about it.
But keep your eyes open for the next video. Like and subscribe if you want to follow along, and go check out the TikTok. See ya.